How's everybody doing out there? This is the Smark Show, episode 27, I think. We're not sure as we're recording this. I am one of your overall 3 co-hosts. One of them's not with us right now, but 2 of us showed up. I'm my cat.
Steve Herman, what's going on, wrestling fans? Big week of wrestling, for damn sure.
Yep, and as I said, this is the Smart Show. Thank you for tuning in. Before we get into it, we're just going to ramble on this episode about the fallout from Fastlane and the greatness of the Shane O'Mac return.
The greatness. Money, money, money! Here comes the money!
That was so awesome.
Oh my god.
Like, I just sat there in just absolute silence
Sorry,
with the dumbest grin on my face. Yeah, the son of a bitch. Yeah, like everyone else got this like fucking phenomenal surprise.
I didn't know you were
and
working
Steve
or
just
something.
Every goddamn Monday you text me and I'm like, don't spoil Raw for me. Like, oh, sorry. And then you do it next week anyway. So Steve just texted me. The first thing is, Shane O'Mac's fucking back, or whatever the hell it was.
He returns.
So, like, I couldn't even, like, not read the text to, like, not spoil it. Like, it was just caps lock with 15 exclamation points. So, the surprise was not on me, but it was
But you did.
still
You still got a big surprises through
yeah.
that segment. I mean,
Yeah.
there was a lot more. I didn't give you anything else away, because I knew you would have killed me.
Goddamn Bleacher Report. I clicked on it not thinking when I had an update on my phone, and it told me about the Dean and Brock match, too. So
Oh, really?
I knew about that
Jesus,
beforehand.
man,
Yeah,
God.
it sucked.
That's what happens when you work on Mondays, man.
Yeah, it's some real bullshit.
So why don't we go into that segment, man? Like, just Vince coming out, you know, with the Vincent J. McMahon Legacy of Excellence Award, I think it was, whatever the hell it was called.
Yeah.
He was getting
irrelevant.
Yeah, he was getting. Well, apparently he didn't even like his dad. Going into stories, but you know, he was getting the what chance because a lot of the fans are freaking pissed, and they're still pissed about what happened on Fastlane. Roman Reigns winning.
What a botch of a pay-per-view, by the way.
Oh, worst pay-per-view.
As it was last year.
Yep.
Like, I mean,
there shouldn't even be a pay-per-view in February, in my opinion.
it's real dumb to have one in between Rumble and Mania because at the end of Rumble, you set up your main event for WrestleMania. So you just have to have this like wade-through pay-per-view with some bullshit like main event usually because it's not going to be the clear WrestleMania main event that was set up the month before. But that was the beauty of the Elimination Chamber because who gives a shit if the pay-per-view sucks? There's an Elimination Chamber.
Yeah,
you know
you get to
I mean?
watch that match.
Yeah,
right?
like that's just...
Sometimes you get 2.
Yeah, it's cool enough, like, with, you know, that gimmick of a match.
Yes.
That people don't really care if the story's not as well placed as it is on other pay-per-views. So to have just some piece of shit like Fastlane that has no theme, like, they just call it Fastlane because it's the road to WrestleMania? Like, is that the tongue-in-cheek reason why?
Pretty much. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it just...
But you know, it's funny. With Roman, you know, like last year, I was there, Royal Rumble 2015, gets booed out of the freaking building. They just moved it a pay-per-view ahead, you know?
Yeah.
That's pretty much all they did.
I mean...
That's it. How can you put it any better than that?
When is this staff gonna, like...
Realize.
Step back and let their ego go away and realize that he's not the face. You know, it's just factual. He is not the face of your company. You could try and make him it. Not gonna work.
Well, it's obviously not working at all.
People have decided that over him, you know, he was placing a triple threat with arguably the 2 biggest baby faces in the
right
company,
now, yes.
in Lesnar and Dean Ambrose. Like, what the hell did you expect to happen to him?
Yeah, well, why don't we talk about that finish, too? How Ambrose just went apeshit on Lesnar and Reigns with the chairs. And then Reigns no-sells 3 chair shots.
And Dirty Deeds.
And a Dirty Deeds.
Yeah, don't forget about that.
I apologize. It was my fault. And, you know, Lesnar just goes out, rolls out the ring. And then the Kimura lock thing. How the hell does Reigns break out of the Kimura lock?
Because he's Roman Reigns.
It's Brock
Roman
freaking
always
Lesnar,
wins.
man.
Hashtag. That's what Raw stands for.
It's bullshit, man. You know, like, I hate to sound like sour grapes all the time about bitching on this show, but we have to because he's terrible.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's
I hate the counter argument that you see people make all the time. Well, if Brock would have kicked out of those chair shots and hit him with an F5, you guys would have been, you know, not all over the place how great this is. Like,
well, yeah, it would have been unexpected.
Well, either way, it's Brock. Like, just because we accept one person as some unstoppable badass doesn't mean that everyone they want to make an unstoppable badass is going to get that reaction. People accepted it from Batista when he was through his first run because you look at Batista and you're like, holy shit, this guy is an absolute monster, and it doesn't seem like physically anyone in the company can stop him. Roman Reigns isn't that much bigger than anybody else. Like, he's smaller than Randy Orton, and I don't look at Randy Orton as some, like, big jack dude who, like, destroys everybody all the time. So he's not physically imposing there. They want him to be viewed as, you know, this damsel in distress, you know, underdog kind of character when he wins literally every single match he's in.
That's the thing. Hold on. That's the thing that pisses me off to no end. People say, like, he earns his title matches. He's never lost, besides tag matches, singles matches, never lost a match clean. I don't think once.
Yo, let me tell you.
Has he? I mean,
no, he's never. Yeah, he's never been pinned clean.
He's never.
Let me tell you about these. Just like I felt the aneurysm coming on as I was reading the comments. WWE post some video of Roman or picture of Reigns in his like nose cast or whatever.
Yeah, I saw
after
it.
He gets the beating.
Look retarded.
Yeah, well, you know, we'll get into the beating, but anyway, he posts the picture of him in it with a bloody nose or whatever, and I go to the comments because I'm an idiot, and you know, I'm just like, oh, let me get mad. Let me scroll down here. And
I've done that before.
The lowest dregs of the internet, you know, because that's all the people at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like some like seemingly by her picture with her thing. It was like linked to Facebook, some 50-something-year-old woman, and her comment is, "Geez, WWE, stop the bullying already." And I'm like, all right, what's this crazy woman talking about? So I have to like delve into the comments, and you know, 15 other of these like mothers against whatever their stupid groups are, start commenting. They're like, how does WWE preach anti-bullying to kids, and then they have Roman Reigns get just mistreated all the time, and Triple H is their champion, and he's supposed to be the face for kids, and he's just beating people up. What does that say to our children? And you know, there's one hero out there. I don't remember the guy's name, but hats off for fighting the good fight, buddy. He's trying to tell them. He's like, listen, this is a scripted storyline. You know, like
not even gonna get
this isn't the UFC, like where they're actually fighting. Like we talk about, like it's a sports competition, although the results are
scripted.
Yeah, like they're done before the guys step in the ring. But we accept that, for entertainment purposes, that this is real. What's going on?
Yes.
And this guy's trying to tell these girls he's fighting a good fight, as I said, and they're just not having it. They're saying, oh well, we know it's scripted, but what about the kids that are watching? They don't know that Roman Reigns isn't an actor and all this, and they think he's getting beat up, and then it tells them that they can go beat people up because that's what the champion. And at this point, I had to talk myself down off the ledge because my faith in humanity and just wrestling fans as a whole after that just thread was almost just completely destroyed. Like, are you fucking kidding? Stop the bullying. That's the main thing that this woman and this is a comment, like, not just like some random old lady, like, it had like a couple hundred upvotes. Like, there's a significant amount of people that agree with this that I just didn't know existed out there.
Well, this is just the way our society is nowadays.
Like, Jesus Christ.
It's retarded.
Stop the bullying. Like, that's what you got out of wrestling. What the fuck do you watch professional wrestling
for?
Yeah, it's called wrestling.
Can you imagine if they watched this like Attitude Era?
Oh my God, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that's why, because they got a taste of what wrestling was.
Because that episode of Raw
entirety,
was like a little edgier than usual.
Oh yeah. That's what wrestling was for its entirety up until about, when was the PG era? Like 2008 when that really started.
Yeah, it really started in 08, 09.
I mean, that's what wrestling was. You look at all these old wrestlers, half of them are like crippled to begin with or dead because of drug use and all this
Steroids.
stuff. But like, you look at the blading marks on their foreheads and just their destroyed bodies. It's a rough sport. If you do not want to see people get beat up.
Hold on, it's a rough business to get into to begin with.
Those guys deserve to get paid
like AJ
way
Styles
more than they do, even though they get nine figures.
It took 18 years to get in the damn business.
Yeah. Of destroying yourself. I mean, look at Daniel Bryan.
Ring of Honor.
A young, seemingly healthy guy goes out like that because of the roughness, and he's fighting in the PG era.
And he's 34, too. I mean, that's just crazy to begin with.
What's with that Raw going a little Attitude Era feeling? Did you notice that? Like, the whole show, I mean, obviously Shane coming out was a blast from the past. And you had the McMahon family drama that just, screamed, 1999.
We give shit about Vince all the time, but they do know how to entice fans, like, just bring them in, because they are really good at promo. They're good at talking, man. They know how to sell a show sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just them, when it's them talking.
A lot of people had a problem. I saw, like, people are, 99% happy that Shane Mac returned, but there's that very small portion that were saying, I'm just sick of seeing the McMahons be the center point of every, storyline that ever goes on in the WWE.
Yeah,
it goes back to the McMahons. And I agree to an extent, but
That's
a
just
face McMahon, and especially being Shane, it's not like staff and Triple H were just like, oh, we see the good in people. We're going to stop being bad guys. That would have been really lame, because it would have been a continuation of the Authority, but they were nice.
But that's just being...
They would have hung out with Cena instead of Seth.
But if you're complaining about the Shane O'Mac return, stop watching wrestling, in my opinion. Just shut up.
Yeah.
Because I saw people talk about, like, get a life, all right? He hasn't been in the freaking company for almost 7 years now.
Yeah, what was the last time he got? Didn't he get like, injured and sent out? Right?
Who, Shane?
Yeah.
No, he left the company.
But like storyline wise,
probably he
Cody Rhodes, wasn't that it?
It was Legacy.
Yeah,
they
messed him up. Too, yeah,
but he quit the company too because Vince said he could have took over, but Vince didn't want to give up his power yet.
Yeah, well.
That's why he went to
go passed over, as Shane let us know in that opening segment.
Well, hold on.
Much to Steph's dismay.
Time out. How about that freaking pop he got, dude? As soon as the music shut off,
Absolutely.
That was Attitude Era pop. Attitude Era pop.
I'd say the biggest pop, and arguably might be bigger, but I'd still say Lesnar's was bigger since Lesnar's return.
I would go even a little. The Rock, when The Rock came back to be the host, he got an amazing pop when he came back.
So you think this was bigger than Lesnar's return?
This is bigger than Lesnar's. Bigger than The Rock.
I was talking about, my cousin. I was talking to him. He's like, really? I didn't think the pop sounded that loud. I was like, were you watching the same shows? Did you not have your volume turned up?
They did holy shit chants, and this is awesome.
Yeah,
and
he was like, yeah, it didn't seem that big.
It was big.
What? Yeah.
It was big. That was bigger than The Rock and Lesnar, easily.
I had to turn down the volume on my computer. I was watching on my computer. I had to turn down the volume because it was so loud. I was watching like 1 a.m. I was done work. And do that music, here comes
hold on, this is your guy.
God damn, oh yeah.
Time out. Well, this is like one of your favorite wrestlers of all time, man.
First, let's get this out. Shane O'Mac is the greatest non-wrestling wrestler of all time.
Yeah.
Well, without, no one else even comes close to him. This dude should have died in the wrestling ring. I'm not trying to be funny.
No, I know.
The things that this guy did in the wrestling ring, better yet, outside of the wrestling ring, should have killed him.
Yeah.
You have to, you might not like Shane because of he's a McMahon, and some people just don't like the McMahons, or for whatever reason you don't like him. You don't like the baseball jersey or the shoes that he wears, whatever. You have to respect that dude.
Yeah.
When he let Steve Blackman hit him with a kendo stick and he fell 40 feet through the goddamn stage, I was like, how is this guy alive? For real. How are you alive? You jumped off the fucking Titantron.
He did it twice.
What? You have to respect that, especially him being the boss's son, and I think that's a big reason why he does a lot of these things.
It's
almost like a little man syndrome where he feels, he has to show, prove himself. He doesn't want to just get that spot.
Let me bring one point. He broke through freaking glass. King of the Ring 2001 against Kurt Angle. Do you remember that?
Almost killed him.
Yeah, I know he did.
Didn't he have to suplex him 4 times?
2 times.
Because it didn't break.
Times, yes.
Yeah, he almost killed him. He threw his head.
That was arguably his best match in Shane McMahon's history. That's a match I would recommend watching on the WWE Network.
Yeah.
Shane McMahon versus Kurt Angle, King of the Ring 2001.
So
epic.
So fast forward through that whole opening segment.
We got a lot of information.
We learned that Shane comes out and he's being very cheeky towards Steph. She's like, oh, what's going on? We're the leaders, and Shane lets her know that he was not skipped over, and Steph looks to Vince, and he
Vince doesn't say anything.
He confirms it eventually that Shane is in fact the next in line for the company. She storms out, and Vince drops a bomb.
They did the nah.
Yeah.
Hey, goodbye.
Vince drops a bomb after some dragging. This segment dragged a little bit, but who gives a shit?
Yeah, you can't. This was probably one of the best.
Yeah, I don't care.
I usually bitch about
Shane O'Mac could be on the screen for 3 hours, and I'd be fine.
I know you.
Yeah.
He dropped a bombshell, man.
He drops a bomb that Shane. Well, Shane first says that he wants to take over Raw,
and I went apeshit when I heard that.
Awesome, because first of all, him saying Raw and not the company alludes to maybe a brand split down the line. Shane O'Mac was here for the last time the brand split. Well, not the last time, but the real brand split. Yeah,
2001 Invasion, the only pay-per-view that was held that time.
Shane was around for that, coming back around. And let's just give a little spoiler alert before we actually say this. We'll skip forward. Let's go through the actual segment, then we'll talk about the spoiler afterwards. So, Shane wants control of Raw. Vince agrees, but
and Shane was surprised. And he's like,
you've got to fight The Undertaker. And now, originally, the way they said this, the way it was worded...
Like he was fighting him tonight.
Not even that. Well, I knew there was no way he was fighting tonight. Yeah, they were going to build. But what I was saying was, I thought that Vince was going to choose a wrestler at Mania, and then Shane was going to choose a wrestler at Mania. The way they worded it, like they would both have a dog in the fight.
Yeah.
And
I still thought that, like after the segment with Shane, but after seeing some things, he's definitely fighting.
well, not even that. I initially, before he said anything about the Undertaker, this is before he drops the bomb that he'll be fighting the Undertaker at Hell in a Cell at Mania. I thought that they were each going to choose a wrestler. Like, oh well, I'm going to choose Sheamus, Vince, because he's a heel, whatever. I thought this was going to be the cheap way to get Roman Reigns cheers, and I'm very surprised they didn't do it.
Thank God.
I immediately after Shane came out, I was happy for about 3 minutes, and I was like, fuck. I'm going to have to cheer for Roman Reigns if I want to cheer for Shane O'Mac. Because it seemed like the logical conclusion. Roman Reigns is going to get booed against Triple H. Like, let's just throw that out there to begin with. There is no way in hell Roman Reigns gets more cheers than boos against Triple H or against almost anyone on the roster.
Yeah.
So that being said, I thought they were going to make Shane O'Mac pick Roman Reigns as his dog, and Triple H would be chosen for Vince, and the victor of that match would also be the fate of if Shane O'Mac gets the company.
Oh, that was sucked.
That's something. But think about it: if they want Roman Reigns to get cheered, and that pop that Shane O'Mac got, if you put him in Shane's corner, fans are going to be forced to cheer for Roman Reigns because. They're gonna, as much as people hate Roman Reigns, they're just done with the authority more than anything.
Yeah.
It's so bland and boring that the one person I think in like wrestling, other than like Stone Cold who's not coming back, that could have got Shane over was Shane O'Mac. Yeah. And they didn't do it, and I love it. I'm so happy they didn't do it.
And I love it.
Yeah, I was like, it broke down before me. I was like, God damn it, they're gonna put him with Reigns.
I didn't even think of that.
They're gonna put him with Reigns because then he'll get cheered at Mania, and they didn't do it.
Wow, Mike, that's crazy.
Right?
I did not think of that.
That's the immediate first thing I thought of, and when it didn't happen, God damn, it was a great.
Dude, I gotta give credit to Vince when he announced like the two bombshells. He's like, "You're gonna face the Undertaker." I'm like, what? And then he's like, well, you're not going to just leave. I'm like, no, what's he going to do now? Hell in a Cell. I'm like, no freaking way, dude. His Shane's going to die. He's going to jump off the top of the cell.
All right, now, let's get into some of the intricacies with this match. First of all, before anything else, not really a spoiler, Undertaker is advertised as coming on the Raw.
He is scheduled. They announced it on the SmackDown.
He's going to come out at Raw, so we're going to probably get a Shane Undertaker face-off. Now, half of the people, talking about wrestling right now seem to think that they're going to have their match. Yeah. Well, there's probably three opinions, so I'll rephrase that. One camp thinks they're going to have a match. It's going to be Shane versus Undertaker. Probably the most likely at this point, just by how it's been booked thus far. Second camp thinks that Shane is going to pick someone to fight for him. He's a McMahon. He always has something up his sleeve. Vince isn't going to fight, so why should Shane? So he might be like, I'm not fighting. Here's Kurt Angle.
I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, a lot of people, or John Cena.
That's the one I was thinking.
Can't say you put your hand in front
you know
of
what I mean. You know what I was showing to you.
This isn't a video podcast yet. But a lot of people think that Shane will get someone to fight for him. And then the third option, which is pretty intriguing, arguably the most intriguing, is if Undertaker comes out and says, I'm not fighting for you, Vince.
Which I think
and he fights for Shane.
I think that's a possibility.
There's a reason why. Undertaker is the ultimate face. The biggest face WWE's ever had. He eclipses Hogan, Austin, Rock, Cena, anybody. The Undertaker's the most beloved figure in WWE history. How do you boo against him at Mania when he's at the end of his career?
Well, they tried doing it at SummerSlam too, man. Mm-hmm. When he tried hitting the balls and everything. It's not gonna happen. He got
cheered for punching Lesnar in the balls.
Yeah, he did.
Who was a face at the time.
Yeah, he's not going to get booed. There's no way.
Yeah, so how do you expect that guy to get booed, especially it being the end of his career? So he fights for Shane. But then the other argument is The Undertaker's been the most loyal superstar the WWE has ever seen.
He's the Sting of the WCW, like we've talked about before.
Shawn Michaels, the best superstar of all time, most people would say, has had his share of fights with Vince McMahon. Hogan left. Cena just hasn't had the longevity of Undertaker's career. Bret Hart and them had their whole thing. Ric Flair went to everywhere except for WWE for a while. Yeah. Kevin Nash, Scott Hall. All these guys went other places.
Steve Austin. He went to WCW before WWE.
Mankind, constantly has...
Another name could be The Rock. The Rock who's always in WWE.
But still, he doesn't have the longevity.
Oh, no.
Triple H is another one. He was at WCW first, but he's Vince McMahon's son-in-law.
Right.
But either way, Undertaker's the most loyal WWE guy. So if Vince McMahon, the face of the WWE, needs someone to fight for it, you could see Undertaker's loyalties pushing him forward into that fighting spot.
I just want a dream fantasy booking for Shane and Taker. Shane gets a little help. And it's the debut of the Baylor Club.
Dude, well, after I realized that they
The new
weren't
Mean
gonna,
Street
after I
Posse.
realized that they weren't going to do Triple H Roman Reigns thing that
yeah.
I thought, when he said you're going to be fighting Undertaker, I still didn't initially think that Shane was going to fight Undertaker himself. I was waiting for Shane to say, okay, I'll tell you later in the night who my guy's going to be.
Oh, that would have been cool.
And I immediately thought Finn Balor. Like, immediately.
Really?
Yeah, that was the first guy I thought.
I would have cried.
Hey, what a better way to bring him up to the main company.
That is
He's
amazing.
the face that brings down the authority.
And he would win.
He goes over Undertaker, because he'll beat Undertaker. Yeah, they'll let him beat Undertaker. Yeah. He's got way more confidence in him than
Do you know how
Bray
amazing?
Wyatt.
Like, I'm smiling.
I know, you're fucking cheek to cheek.
It would be incredible, dude.
It would be...
My favorite wrestlers, right? Like, of all time.
It would be awesome on just so many levels. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Undertaker versus Finn Balor. In Texas, Vince McMahon and the company, the authority, are riding on an Undertaker win. So it's the Undertaker. You're going to want to cheer for him, but it's like, shit, if he wins, the authority wins. Against Finn Balor, the possible NXT champion still at this point. Leader of the Balor Club or Bullet Club, whatever the hell they're going to call it. And boy of Shane O'Mac to get the company. That would be some super booking. Still could happen.
Yes, it could. It could.
Still could not.
I'll tell you what.
Shane could just fight him.
I'll tell you what. That match is going to save the pay-per-view.
Easily. Oh, I mean, there's a couple good matches.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to think Kevin Owens is going to put on a classic no matter what.
Right.
You know, this is Kevin Owens' first.
I know, dude.
I think this is our first Mania with Kevin Owens. That's fucking awesome.
The first of many.
That is awesome.
It is awesome.
But you know Kevin Owens is going to do his damn well best to put on a classic.
It would have been awesome if Shane used Kevin Owens. That would have been weird booking, but who cares?
They do weirder booking. The Wyatts lost to the Titans of
WWE.
Yeah. But... as I was saying earlier, just as well, Shane could fight Taker.
I think he's going to.
Shane O'Mac is a crazy son of a bitch, like we said before.
He's still relatively young. He's 46. He could definitely go. He's training. He's doing Muay Thai and everything.
He's 2 years older than Triple H, and Triple H is still out there. Triple H, granted, is in like peak physical condition for his age and
he's
body
46
type.
too.
I thought Triple H was 44.
Yeah, he's 46.
Okay,
yeah.
So same age. Shane just looks a little bit older with the gray hair.
Yeah,
but. You know, he's proven in the past he doesn't care about his body that much, or at least risk to his body. He's not like Jeff Hardy, where he's going out there, like almost intentionally injuring himself. But he's shown that he's willing to do what it takes to make the show great. And you put him against The Undertaker, the greatest WrestleMania performer of all time, in a Hell in a Cell. You might see some sparks fly. You might see a cage break.
You're damn right.
You know?
You're damn right, man.
I don't think we're ever going to see someone go off the side of the cage like Mankind again, because they'll die, because it's just so much bigger of a cell now.
They'll do some crazy spots.
But, like, I could see him I could see him get chokeslammed through the top of the cage or some shit.
I really could. But you know what this Mania's already, like, making me think of? Like, past Mania 22. The main event was garbage, because Cena and Triple H, everyone was rooting for Triple H. Everyone was booing Cena. It's the same thing. And the undercard was great that year, too. You had the triple threat, Mysterio won. You had Shawn. And it's funny, Michaels versus McMahon, Taker, Shawn.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of weird.
The parallels.
Money in the Bank ladder match. It was a good card. I remember watching that when I was real little. But I always wanted to bring that up. That's what it's going to be. And because the undercard is going to be really good.
I feel like we have already 3 main events. I feel like Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar could be a main event of a pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
Roman Reigns and Triple H for the belt is a main event.
Yeah.
And Undertaker and Shane's a main event, especially in a Hell in a Cell. Like, I was not excited for WrestleMania after Fastlane, and now I'm more excited for WrestleMania than I've been for a pay-per-view in a long time. We shit on booking a lot, and they still did a lot of dumb things that forced them into the situation where they had to bring Shane O'Mac back as like a last-ditch effort.
Oh, wait, hold on. How about when he said he shoot with the injuries, the stock, the ratings? I was like, Shane, can I jump in the TV and give you a hug? Because that's all the time. All the things we say on this damn podcast.
He's the voice piece of the IWC, and they know what they're doing with him.
Yeah.
We say Vince is out of touch, and he definitely is.
He definitely is.
With a lot of things. But, I mean, maybe it's not Vince, maybe it's the writing staff, but someone's listening to the fans out there, finally.
Yeah.
You know...
They definitely are.
They have to go through with it. And at this point, let's go spoiler.
Yeah,
Real spoiler.
Right.
Mute your mic for about 10 seconds or whatever. Well, longer than that, but there is a Raw
April
that's
24th.
already been, scheduled post WrestleMania, and it's titled Raw versus WWE or WWE versus Raw. Forget.
It's either one. It doesn't matter.
Let's say Raw versus WWE.
That sounds better.
Shane O'Mac's fighting for control of Raw at WrestleMania. There's a Raw titled Raw versus WWE. Last time Shane was involved in a giant story, it was the Alliance and Team WWE.
How the hell is that gonna work if this happens?
Who knows?
That could be some. They could probably finally have an intriguing storyline coming out of Mania. Because the last Mania was amazing, and then you had Rollins and Orton, and that was blah.
Yeah.
It was the shit match, boring. It was a bunch of rematches. If we can have an intriguing storyline coming out of Mania, I can dig that. Finally, make it interesting,
Yeah, and
after Mania, because Mania it's always interesting no matter what, for the most part.
The title of it leads you to believe that Shane wins at Mania in whatever way,
Right.
because it's Raw versus, so there's already a separation in the names, but it also, the title, it kind of seems like maybe there's a screw job at WrestleMania and it has to be delayed for a couple weeks where Team Raw fights, for the control of the company. There's a lot of different things you could take from that name. That's all we have released. There's nothing else on the show.
We don't know, and I don't want to know anything else at this point.
But you just gotta pull for Shane.
Oh, I want him to take control of Raw so bad.
You see a lot of people, kind of getting angry that a young guy's not taking the spot, and we bitch about that a lot too. We say they just take old talent and slot them in. Again, if you're not happy about Shane O'Mac coming back, why are you watching wrestling?
Yeah, you really gotta just shut up.
Yeah. At times, it's a very good solution. At other times, it's not. This is definitely one of those times where the vast majority of people are on board with it, so it's clearly a good idea.
Someone like Jericho main event. No one wants to see that because he's back all the time. If he came back after a 10-year absence, that would be freaking awesome because you don't see Jericho that much. But that's just an example I had thought in my head right now.
A lot of people are saying it's not realistic for Shane to fight Taker. Taker is,
fought the damn Big Show.
Taker's the greatest WrestleMania performer of all time. He has the one loss, but it's a small smudge on an otherwise amazing career.
Very sad loss, by the way.
And people say it's impossible for Shane to do it, which storyline wise probably should be. But let's not forget, Shane McMahon has beat Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
He's beat the Heartbreak Kid. He's beat Big Show.
Test.
He's beat Test. He's beat
I think Steve Blackman did.
He beat one of Mick Foley's characters. I don't remember which one it was. Probably Mankind because it was the Attitude Era.
I'll say Mankind.
Yeah, Blackman he fought with. I don't know if he won.
I don't know if he won that match. I'm not sure.
X-Pac, did we say?
Oh, he fought X-Pac, yeah.
So, Shane has some wins over some big stars, so it's not completely impossible for him to pull off a big win.
And, this is, so cool. Last year we got WCW versus WWE. This year we're getting Attitude Era versus Attitude Era. And I'm telling you, there's going to be some run-ins. There's definitely going to be run-ins for this match. In my opinion.
How do you feel about the whole Attitude Era feel of the show? We started talking about it earlier, but we kind of went down on a tangent. Vince definitely said fuck.
Oh, he said...
Yeah, he said fuck on live TV.
There's uncensored videos if you want to check it out. He said fucking beatings.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Because there's 7 minutes...
Ridiculous, even more so now that Titus O'Neil got suspended for grabbing him and Vince said fuck on live TV. And obviously he's the CEO of the company, so nothing will happen, but, it's
they bleeped
ridiculous.
it off because it was a 7-second delay.
Yeah. I remember Paul Heyman got bleeped for saying something. I think he was just pissed. I don't know why they would bleep that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. They did something to Owens recently, too.
They bleeped him.
Owens wasn't on that.
Roman Reigns was a bloody mess at the end of the program. I almost said Dean Ambulance. Dean Ambrose. These kids I play Xbox with every now and again, they call him Dean Ambulance. Dean Ambrose stole a goddamn ambulance a la, Steve Austin in any given feud that he was ever in. He stole some kind of vehicle and drove it to the ring.
It's very true.
It felt very 1999-ish.
It was a very good Raw.
Great Raw.
Very good Raw.
There's definitely some points that drag. The Usos are out there. Who gives a shit? They're the
Against the Ascension.
The most just frozen act in WWE right now. There was some crap, but the high points of the show, so far outweighed the low points.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you like to see a lot of times. There's 3 big parts of the show.
We had kind of disappointingly interesting development. Let's get away from the main event talk until we get there a little bit later.
Yeah.
We had Ryback make another goddamn heel turn.
What the hell was it? Okay, I freaking called this. when the Wyatts. Why did the Wyatts lose to the Titans?
No idea.
Okay. And
I
then
saw the first thing I saw after the pay-per-view.
They're gonna have a rematch
on Twitter. I went on like our Twitter. I was just like looking at stuff on there, but I don't remember who the hell tweeted it. Can't give him credit. He said, "Glad Vince has taken the time to push those rookies, Kane and Big Show." And I've seen like stuff like that before, but like the timing
That was me.
caught me so perfectly. Oh, it was great.
That was me.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, like just why? And then White's got buried too because he took a big boot from Kane. Like, and then Big Show speared Strowman, and then I said it.
Ryback almost injured Harper.
Oh no, he did. He was hurt. I mean, thank God he's healthy.
Yeah, nothing serious.
Nothing serious, but he was hurt. He had a stinger or something. And I called it. I watched the review shows, but I said to myself, guarantee there's a rematch and the Wyatts will win, and who the hell cares?
They barely even won though. Like they probably wouldn't have won if Ryback didn't walk out on this team.
Yeah, no.
You know.
And the Wyatts, in my opinion, are the heel version of your boy Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, definitely.
It's so annoying, dude.
How do the same people who built the Shield, at the same time that they were building the Wyatts, do the amazing things they did with the Shield, and then have this booking for the Wyatts? Like, has Bray done like some stuff backstage that like people don't know, like we just don't know about, that like he pissed off Vince or something? Like,
but he was
the dude is amazing. Like, he's not Cesaro in the ring, but he is a quality performer for how big he is.
Plus his character is amazing.
Yeah,
it's unique.
He's a bruiser. He's outside of Paul Heyman, the best mic worker in the company.
Yeah.
You could argue around that point, but he's definitely up there.
He's definitely
His character is unique. Like, everything about the dude just screams superstar, top heel. He could even be a top renegade face that goes against the authority or something. Like, the Y family just don't care about getting, like...
How the hell has he never gotten a world title shot?
It's atrocious. There is absolutely no reason that they should have lost that feud. I mean, like, I'm such a big Wyatt supporter, and, like, I'm just starting to not care when he comes out. Like, is that their goal for Superstars? Why does WWE... like, take the time and effort to build, like, a character, and then they do things consistently where once the guy gets over with the fans, they're like, nope, we're going to make people not care about you again. Like, what good does that do for them? I can't see the benefit for them in any way, shape, or form.
The thing that pisses me off is, like, when they eventually win the title, they don't care as much, and they go, let's drop the title on them now.
Yeah.
Like something when Ziggler won, and then he dropped the title in the month because he got a concussion. Excuses.
Gets kicked in the head. Kicked in the head, and then the dude who injured him gets more of a push.
Roman Reigns tonight. Well, I'll talk about that later. But God.
The booking and treatment of not only Bray Wyatt, just the Wyatt family in general is atrocious.
It is very atrocious.
And it's going to be some real bullshit when Braun Strowman gets a push over Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt. It's going to happen.
I swear to God, if Strowman gets a world title match before Wyatt.
I don't know about a world title match, and definitely could happen because they're really dumb with booking when it comes to big guys. But if he gets a legitimate real push over Bray Wyatt,
that's bullshit,
and
dude.
Luke Harper,
people
forget about Harper.
I love Luke, but he's just not going to get a push. It's bullshit. We all know he's amazing. You've seen him in the indie scenes, but he's just not going to get it.
Brody Lee.
It's bullshit. But Bray is the one I would be more upset about because he's such a big character for the show. And he doesn't get dick at all. And, they dropped the Bray and Brock thing. And, I think that was good because I don't think people were believing him in that. It would have been cool, but I'm more looking forward to the match that we're getting now, in my opinion.
Yeah, they almost, you could say they, lost the sweepstakes, for the Brock Lesnar match.
I mean, but then, it doesn't make any sense now why they eliminated it. Like if you're, a little kid, why did the Wyatts eliminate
well, I mean, there's so much illogic. Why didn't Roman Reigns get a rematch clause?
That's what
there's so many,
why did he just...
They go around their own rules.
What would have been the best booking? Reigns and Triple H for the title. Reigns wins. Have Ambrose and Lesnar and have, Ambrose win or something. Do something fucking different, They could have did a number one contenders match plus the title match. Why did Triple H not have to defend it?
Yeah, instead of giving us a main event that's 100% predictable yet again.
And it's a shame because the match was good, but I couldn't. I was sitting here by myself.
Yeah, definitely a good match.
This was the first time in a while I watched a pay-per-view by myself with nobody. Yeah, that's a first. It's usually 3 or 4 of us here, and I watched it by myself, and I gave no reaction. I was just waiting for the Wyatts to come out. I was kind of shocked they didn't come out.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. But, how does creative watch that match, and then they're like, Roman Reigns is the guy to go forward with? For real, how do they do that? I get a lot of it has to probably just be with the amount of marketing and money that they spent on the guy already. I'm sure they've They've printed more Roman Reigns posters than most people. They've made more shirts. They've made more toy, like action figures.
Right.
They've spent a lot of effort with the media on getting him out there on Sports Center and whatnot.
And
I get
he was
that.
on Conan
but
already.
at a certain point, you have to just take what you're given and roll with it. The fans are telling you, if you want a mega heel, top heel in the company, that's actually going to get booed. Unlike Brock Lesnar or Bray Wyatt when they become top heels. They get
Kevin
cheered.
Owens.
Yeah, Kevin Owens is another great example. Even a Samoa Joe would get cheered on the main roster.
Absolutely.
Roman Reigns. That dude will get eviscerated with boos in every building that he comes in with if you give him the same amount of effort that you gave him as a face, but you made him a heel.
And let him be himself, man.
Yeah. Don't let him do things that he did, where he beat up Triple H and shit at the end of TLC, because he'll get cheers that way if you keep doing shit like that. But continue the booking that he has right now, but do it as a heel.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Let him be a heel. Well,
let him be a heel, and you have one problem
heel.
solved that's a major problem in your company right now, where you have no heels that stand apart outside of the Authority as a top guy. You had Sheamus and them, horrible, but even them, they stuck with the Authority mainly, even though they were their own faction. They were flunkies of the Authority. Randy Orton, flunky of the Authority. Batista, another one. Kane, Seth Rollins. These guys are all under the Authority, and, it kind of just stinks for a while. Have Roman Reigns turn heel. You don't need to put him with the Authority. He's going to get booed so much. He'll get booed by all the little kids that cheer him right now. That's the only portion of fans that really cheer for him. You'll get all those boos. You'll get the people that already boo him. He'll get booed out of the building, and you have a top company heel. He can still be one of your top guys like Vince wants, but he's just not the face.
Yeah.
And then you have an open slot to put in Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Cesaro, Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler, Finn Balor, Sami Zayn. Yeah, I could name guys for an hour.
For days.
There's just so many better options.
It really is. And, it was just proof point watching that match that it should have went to Ambrose. Easily.
Yeah.
That would have been the shock factor.
Just about it. They've made the right choice not letting him beat Seth, because in the long run, their feuds they're
Who, Dean and Seth?
Yeah, when Dean and Seth fight again, Seth winning all their matches, a lot of people say, oh, it buried Ambrose. And I get it. It definitely didn't help him. But when they revisit that feud in the future, and they inevitably will, it's going to be Stone Cold versus The Rock.
That's one of my favorite feuds.
That'll be a feud that will continue through those guys' whole career.
They have amazing matches.
Yeah, they'll be friends. They'll be friends in the future, but there's always going to be that. Seth beat the shit out of Dean Ambrose at 3 pay-per-views or whatever.
Very underrated match from them was this past year. I thought, besides the finish, the Money in the Bank ladder match, they had a 40-minute ladder match.
Yeah,
it was pretty damn good. But
wonky finish.
Yeah, the finish was a little flunky, but. I just don't know.
I can't get behind Reigns. We said it a million times, and I'm sure we're gonna say it a million.
Oh, the other thing I want to say is you're just hating on Reigns just because you want to join the hate train. Bullshit. We've been hating him for ever.
I love the people who are like. Oh,
I watch on review shows all the time.
Yeah, WWE just has to stop paying attention to the Smark fans, and blah. It's so they just They just got to stop paying attention to the majority of their fan base, because the majority of their fan base doesn't like Roman Reigns. And
thank you, Detroit. By the way,
they'll show clips of people cheering him, and they'll show clips of people with his gear on. And I'm not saying everybody hates the guy, but the majority do not like him. And your face cannot have the majority of people not like you. Would not be the case if you have Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Do you think he's gonna beat Brock?
50-50 chance.
I know. I'm excited. That's one of the great things about this rivalry thus far. I don't know who's going to win that match.
And you know what I'm going to say about this? This is going to be close. Because my favorite match since Lesnar's been back since 2012 was 2013 SummerSlam, Lesnar vs. Punk. I thought that match was his best match since he's been back. It was incredible. It was a masterpiece. And it was a no-holds-barred street fight. And I thought it was amazing. And I think with Ambrose and Lesnar, they're going to tear the house down, man. That's going to be the match of the night. One of the matches of the night, definitely. And no holds barred street fight.
If they let them get wild, which I assume they will, please don't have Ambrose come out and pushing hot dog carts and squirting mustard and shit like that.
No, it's not
let it be a real brawl.
It's going to be a brawl.
And this will be one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time, in my opinion. Before it's said, I'm going to make the bold prediction that this will go down as one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time if they do not restrict these guys. If they let them have a real brawl.
Let them be ZZW. John Moxley style, baby.
Let them go, what the hell's his name? The black dude who stabbed the guy.
New Jack.
New Jack. Let him go New Jack.
Well,
Throw Dean Ambrose a katana. Give Brock Lesnar like an AK-47. Let's see what happens. No.
Some thumbtacks.
But for real, let there be blood. Let them smash each other through some tables.
Let there be blood.
Let them go backstage, maybe. Like,
Oh, no,
how cool would that be at WrestleMania? WrestleMania crowd watching on the main screen as they're throwing each other around backstage, and then they
bring them back into
they
the
blow
ring.
back out into the main ring eventually.
Ooh, no.
Like, there's so much cool stuff they could do with this feud. I'm so excited for
That's
it.
probably the match I'm actually most looking forward to.
Yeah, even though like the stakes riding on the whole Shane thing, like I'm very excited for this match.
Yeah, it's gonna be a real good match.
It's really gonna suck afterwards, and I'll be happy that the match happened either way. But it's really gonna suck if Ambrose doesn't get the win. Brock doesn't need another win at Mania, and I'm one of the people who says Brock should be the only guy that just never loses. Like he should be the only super monster. But Dean should beat him.
Let me ask you a question. Now, if he was fighting Roman, what would you say?
What do you mean?
If it was him versus Roman, would you want Roman to beat
Brock versus Roman?
Yeah.
Oh, 100% I don't want Roman to win. Why the hell would I want Roman to win?
No, I'm just asking you because it's like...
Oh, no, I don't want Roman to win another feud for the rest of his career.
I'm talking if it was Roman versus Brock. Like, you would say you'd want Brock to win.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because
that's like anyone would want Roman to win.
Yeah, because like Ambrose would be the first guy to pin him since Taker.
Well, clean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it still would mean a win.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean.
Because Triple H beat him in 29 before 30.
He needs this win, man.
It would be amazing.
You know, like
of
all the shit that he's been had to deal with. He's putting so many people over in his short time as a singles wrestler already. Like, throw the guy a bone.
Well, he could be a main star if he freaking wins this match. Dude.
Yeah, I mean Lesnar's at the point in his career, and I know he just re-signed for a giant deal for 3 years or whatever. But he's at the point in his career where he can start putting guys over. And I've said, if anyone is going to get the John Cena Roman Reigns treatment, it should be Lesnar. He hasn't quote unquote earned his stripes like guys like Finn Balor and Sami Zayn and Ambrose, all these indie guys, but just his aura is something special that nobody else has ever brought to WWE, and just for that, he should not be beaten. Like, I don't have a logical reason other than he just doesn't seem like he should be beaten. People don't want him to be beaten, so don't let him get beat unless it's for like one moment where it's supposed to just build a superstar.
Really means something.
And this is that moment.
I hope so, man. That would be great.
Like, can you imagine if Dean Ambrose gets hit with, 2 F5s, 3 F5s,
just knowing WWE,
all bloody and shit, they beat the hell out of each other for 35, 40 minutes.
Oh, that'd be great.
And, Brock Lesnar just hits him with an F5 and he's exhausted in the ring because he's done everything he could do to get Dean Ambrose to go out, tap, whatever, and Dean just kicks out. And, like, he's just exhausted. Like, there's nothing he could do to pin this dude. And then Dean blasts him with a kendo stick and then hits him with dirty deeds or something. 1, 2, 3. That place would fucking erupt.
Yeah, they would.
Like, maybe a bigger pop than if Shane were to beat Undertaker.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it would be crazy.
It would.
Because a clean win over Brock Lesnar means you're going to be champion.
Yeah, it does.
At this point in Lesnar's career, you pin that dude, the belt's around your waist very soon.
It's got to show they like Ambrose again if he's going against Brock Lesnar twice in 2 pay-per-views.
The only scary thing, and this is scary to some people, not necessarily myself, was the fans chanting one more time after Lesnar F5 to Ambrose, because Ambrose is the true baby face in this, although Brock's kind of a hybrid heel face. He's still he's more of a face than anything right now against most guys on the roster. But it's got to scare WWE thinking, Dean's the clear face here, and the monster's, using his finisher on him, and people are cheering for it. Like, that's not a good sign.
Yeah.
But then they'll ignore it with Triple H, destroying Roman Reigns. Well, for Ambrose, they'll be like, oh, that's a bad sign for Ambrose. But a lot of people are nervous about that. I don't think that's a bad thing.
It's like a face-to-face thing,
both guys are getting cheers when their move goes off.
It's different,
Yeah, it's fine. There doesn't always have to be a heel. It'll work.
Well, I loved, I know Cena Bryan, SummerSlam 2013, another match going back to SummerSlam 2013.
It's a heel match for me.
Well, yeah, I know, but
it's the opposite for me.
I know, but I really love that match.
Yeah,
it was a face, and I like those. I like those matches once in a while. They're not bad.
How do you feel about AJ and Jericho? Their little development post Fastlane. Well, obviously Jericho gets the loss of Fastlane. He takes the 3-second tan to our boy AJ Styles.
Yes.
But then they have a match.
Great match, by the way, by Fastlane. That was match of the night, in my opinion.
Like a little sloppy at times.
Yeah,
I definitely thought
it wasn't
more,
the greatest match in the
I
world.
thought there'd be more from them. But I'm kind of glad that there wasn't,
think-
because when they have this WrestleMania match, which I'm assuming they'll still have,
What, Jericho?
yeah, it'll be
see it.
bigger. You don't think they're going to fight again?
No.
You think they're going to tag team in a Mania?
No.
What do you think's going to happen?
It's going to be Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho. For
You
the
think
IC
so?
title. Guarantee it.
That'd be cool.
Guarantee. It's either that or it's Owens versus Zayn. It's one of the two. And I swear to God, if
Okay,
it's not,
and
I'll
if
be
Owens
pissed.
and Zayn happens, then what happens with AJ Styles and
That's a great
Jericho?
question. I don't know yet.
You know?
It's either the tag match or it maybe back one-on-one. Maybe
Who would
they'll-
they tag against? Like, would they put them for the belts? Because the New Day are also not doing shit.
Well, I heard rumors about League of Nations.
Ugh.
That's retarded, dude. Oh, that segment with
It's
Cutting
bad.
Edge,
At
that was
least
retarded.
At least it's better than another goddamn like triple threat with the
just
Usos
even
who
the
nobody
Usos?
cares about,
Yeah.
and the Dudleys.
But no one cares about the League of Nations. They're the Waste of Nations. I can't believe I said their name twice.
Yeah.
They are the Waste of Nations, man. You know, and that's like, and they're both heels. I mean, yeah, we're supposed to hate New Day, but we freaking love them. But you know what I mean? That segment with the Cutting Edge made no sense. It was good when it was just Edge and Christian and New Day, and then League of Nations came out, and it was like, this is a travesty. Where's Enzo and Big Cass at? You assholes.
WWE, one of my buddies brought this up to me, and I definitely think it's something they could learn from Ring of Honor, where they shouldn't worry about reactions as much. It's more, just to do with booking the reactions, but they shouldn't be going for reactions as much as they do in WWE. Like, you look at a Ring of Honor, and like guys like the Briscoes or whatnot, like clear heels go out there and they get cheered and they're fine. Like, they just go with the flow. Like, oh, this is what the fans like. All right, well, we'll just go with that. Like, they just go based off of how their audience is feeling. And I think WWE needs to like drop their ego down the peg and take that playbook from a
sounds
smaller
amazing, but
organization.
you know that's not going to happen.
It just kills me, man.
I know, but that does sound. It makes sense. I mean, like, oh, people like Barrett. Like when he was Bad News Barrett. Well, let's just go with it, man. Just give
Yeah,
a nice
run
push.
with it instead of killing talent when they get over because we don't
Exactly.
want them to be a face right now. That's what I'm saying. Like again, to go back to Roman Reigns, like he's getting heel reactions, so book him as a heel. That's what the fans feel. And I'm not saying every single time because the fans are not always right. We're wrong on the show, all the time. We don't always bring it up right afterwards because we forget, but I'm sure we've made predictions and we're like, oh, this is going to be fucking dumb. And then they do it and it's cool.
Yeah.
We've been wrong before. Like, you don't always listen to fans, but you got to listen to them sometimes.
Yes.
Especially when it's in
Well,
an overwhelming amount.
Well, especially the last 2 years of just force feeding this bullshit with Reigns.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in his 4th year now.
But
and
I
just
am
still
like,
think he's
it
terrible.
goes even before Reigns, too. Like,
I know,
Reigns-
I know.
I feel bad for Roman at sometimes because it's booking. Like, what people are really booing when they're booing Roman Reigns is they're booing WWE's booking and creative department. Roman Reigns,
But he's got
to
a better
fans,
job.
is just the face of that.
Yeah, I do agree with that part, but he does
let's
have
say,
to.
okay, let's say Roman Reigns is a ridiculous in-ring performer, the likes of Shawn Michaels. He still probably gets booed when he goes out there because he wins every fucking match. Like, if you look at most of, like, the core things that are wrong with the Roman Reigns character, it's his treatment from booking and creative. The guy's not great on the mic, and we rip on him for that all the time.
He's terrible.
Yeah. But
Goddamn
again,
terrible.
we wouldn't be ripping on him that much if he was fighting for the IC belt. And
No.
he was earning his stripes,
Or the US title.
If he was botching promos fighting for the US title,
Whatever.
you take it in stride. It's that you fighting for the US title and the IC.
You're building him up. It
you're-
makes sense.
It's essentially like you're kind of still in NXT, but like on the main roster, like
Yes.
you're being blossomed for that main role.
And we wouldn't be mad about that.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
We probably would like him.
that's
maybe.
what I'm saying. Like
Maybe.
that's where I feel bad for Roman because it's not him, but it is him at the same time.
Yeah.
Because it's him that they're choosing, and he's going along with it, and you can't hate the guy for going along with it.
Well, we've said that a billion
if
times,
Triple H comes to Philadelphia and he's like, oh hey Mike, we need a champion for WrestleMania. You're gonna win every match that you're in.
Stone Cold said something like that, too.
The Rumble's gonna go on. You can't hate on the guy for that. But
you can hate on him,
either
he's
gotta
gotta work his ass
Yeah,
off,
you either
though.
got to improve when you're in the situation, or take a step back and look at your career and be like, I might be permanently ruined by this. I'm getting pushed to the top, but that in turn might push me to the bottom in fans' minds. Maybe he needs to be the one to step up and say, hey, not really liking this direction with my character. How about I put over Ziggler randomly on a Raw one night? How about, Rusev comes out and super kicks me, and I go down for 3.
Yeah.
Every now and again.
No,
just
that'd be
little
nice.
things like that would do just, like, amazing things for the character that just I know aren't going to happen. These are complete pipe dreams right now, but
yeah, I just zoned
cross,
out of it.
gotta cross those fingers.
Oh, I guess we should get into that main event segment.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we kind of already talked about it, but you know, Reigns
Sheamus.
Has that happened before?
I don't know. Has it?
No, I don't think those guys ever fought.
Nah, I don't think they have.
But yeah, Reigns versus Sheamus.
I turned it off.
Who cares about the match? Roman Reigns.
I told fans to send a message and turn the TV off.
Wait, hold on.
Sorry.
Can you guess who won?
Oh wait, it was a no contest.
Trying to throw you off there.
Yeah,
With a hashtag Roman always wins.
Yeah.
But anyway, match ends. Triple H comes out. We hear the game. You know,
the game
comes out. Wearing that leather jacket, you know shit's gonna get real.
Yeah,
he's not in a business
he's got his
suit.
jeans on.
Yeah, he's got the belt. You know, pretty much had a sledgehammer.
Wish he built damn sledgehammer.
Yeah, pretty much had the sledgehammer. If he has the belt, or if he has the leather jacket, the sledgehammer's there in the spirit.
Yes,
and the shovel is always there.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you think Triple H's ego might
I hope so.
might like put him over? Right?
God damn it, you son of a bitch! You better.
You definitely could look in Triple H's eyes after that beatdown, and like when he's looking around at the crowd, and they're going fucking like this is like if Triple H just walked out of his feud with Mankind, where he kicked the shit out of him, and like you know. And then he was just like, I'm still just this physically strong guy. Let me just go beat the shit out of Roman Reigns. And he just destroys him. Like, he made Reigns look like a bitch. Then he looks around, and the crowd is going nuts like it's 1998.
The fans freaking loved it, dude. I went nuts.
This looks like the height of Triple H's Attitude Era singles push.
Yeah.
Like, you would have thought this was, like, 15 years ago?
Yeah.
If you just tuned in, like, right at that moment, you see him laying over this bloody corpse of an opponent, belt in hand. He does the Roman Reigns fist cock, makes a stupid face, and then crotch chops DX at him.
Pedigreed him to go to the damn steps, you asshole.
You know that was not planned. You know he looked around, he's like, almost forgot for a second, like, whoa, am I the face here? Oh, suck it, bitch!
Take advantage of it, dude.
For real, dude.
Take advantage.
If you're a casual fan, you know, if you're one of these idiots who's on Facebook comment threads saying, stop the bullying WWE, you're clearly a casual fan.
Can I just say
which is whatever, but if you're a casual fan, you just tune into Raw at the end, and you see that reaction, you're saying, oh, Roman Reigns is the heel.
Yeah.
You know?
Can I just say thank you, Detroit, for booing the hell out of him?
Yeah,
just
God bless you guys.
Keep it up, guys.
I hope your water situation
it gets better in Flint, Michigan, yes.
I mean, I hope that beforehand, but I hope it more now.
Yes.
After that great evisceration.
You guys destroyed him, and I freaking
good job
loved it.
starting off the booing for that asshole and this just choice. Good job starting the booing off for that, right?
That was a good boo off for the year.
A lot of people are saying, oh, you got a dick, you're just trying to boo. Oh, we didn't get joy out of ruining a show and booing it. No. It's not my job as a fan to just sit here and deal with whatever they give me. I'm the one who's supposed to be being entertained. I'm the guy paying money for the network each month, which I renewed, by the way, after that amazingness. But I'm the guy who should be being entertained. I shouldn't have to deal with your bullshit.
Going to the events, paying for the merchandise, paying for action figures, belts, yada yada.
I shouldn't constantly be bending to your will. At some times, you should be bending to mine as a fan. So you're damn right we're going to boo when we don't like things. And most people don't like Roman Reigns versus Triple H at the main event of Mania, so it's going to get booed.
I'll say about 85% right now.
What do you think they're going to do? Like,
do you
there is no way that they cannot just go forward with this match. And we always say, no, they can't just have Roman Reigns win this, but like more so than ever.
They're going to though.
And the match will still go off just Roman Reigns first, but they have to do something else. You know what I mean? Like how I was saying earlier, how I thought they were going to do Shane was going to be in Roman's corner.
Right.
They have to do something else with that match. Especially after that reaction.
They're going to get Austin, dude. It's going to be bullshit.
Yeah, what do you mean they're going to get Austin? Like just to be Roman Reigns' friend? Well, he'll get The Rock got booed.
No, he'll like stun Triple H and then he'll spear him.
He'll get booed afterwards.
I hope so. But
I'm just like The Rock.
I know.
The Rock got completely
Stone Cold.
Eviscerated with boos when he came out and tried to support Roman Reigns. I mean, Stone Cold's definitely a bigger star, like legend status than The Rock. They're close to equal, but Stone Cold's bigger just because he's not around as much.
Yeah.
He would not get Roman Reigns over with just a stunner to Triple H. He would get popped, and then when Roman Reigns hits that spear on Triple H for the 1, 2, 3, that place is just going to get rained in boos.
I hope so.
So I'm saying, do you have any other ideas as to what they might do to get him cheered?
No,
Because if they just go into this match with Roman Reigns being out for the next 2 weeks with this, like alleged injury,
that's
update on that. The picture they posted, it was leaked. I don't know how true this is, but I'm sure it's pretty true. He had a lingering nose injury that he wanted to get fixed, so they just used that storyline as a way for him to get the surgery.
Still bullshit, though. They're trying to get him away from the Smark cities, and that's even going to hate the fans are going to even hate it worse.
That's what I was getting into. They're trying to keep him off TV, it seems like, and this is conspiracy theory talk, but a logical conclusion would be, Roman Reigns just got destroyed by that crowd
in Detroit.
And he's probably the scheduled main event for the next couple weeks because he's the main event of WrestleMania. We're going to Chicago. We're going to Philly.
We're going to Brooklyn. Yeah. We're going to Pittsburgh.
We're going to some bad spots for smarky crowds. If you're a WWE and you're not in good graces with the smart crowd, which they're not right now, those 4 cities, Pittsburgh not as much, but still
they
there.
They booed Batista.
As I said, they're still there. That's a bad 4 cities coming up.
Plus Nashville too. I mean, they're all right. I mean,
that's scary. That's scary for WWE. I'm going to be pissed if Roman Reigns isn't at the show and I'm there at Philly because I have so much just pent up anger. I want to win out.
I there's guys that I would like to see, but I just can't stand seeing Roman.
But you don't want to be just in that crowd destroying this dude week before the last
I don't want to give my money to them besides the network, just because he's the main guy. And there's other guys I'd like to see.
I'm just saying, you could.
I understand.
If he's booked for these shows, which they said they took him out of house shows and everything, which is understandable. But he's not going to be going for the whole road to WrestleMania. He'll come back. I think what they're hoping for is maybe like a brief stint off TV.
I know what they're going to do.
Make his return.
He'll pull like an Austin, and no one's going to cheer. No one will cheer.
That's what I'm saying.
No one's going to cheer.
In their mind, they think. And he will. He'll get a cheap pop when he comes back if he's not on TV for if he's not on TV for 3 weeks and a segment just going on in his music hits. I know you don't like him, but he'll get that initial oh shit, it's Roman Reigns. Then he'll get booed as the match goes on but they're delusional. I'm saying you're looking at this from a logical human being's eyes. They're delusional. They're thinking, it'll be 2008 John Cena at the Royal Rumble.
Oh, that's terrible. Don't even compare that. Stop comparing that.
I'm not. I'm saying WWE Creative would, though.
Oh, Kevin Dunn, go make out with Roman.
I'm just saying, the same guys who pushed Big Show, Kane, and Ryback as a team that formed a week earlier over the Wyatt family. Going into Mania, not much is going to surprise me at this point.
But back to what we were saying, I just don't think there's any chance he's going to get any cheers.
He'll get some. He'll get 15%.
10.
But I mean, he always does. There's always, when Roman Reigns comes out, there's cheers. You cannot deny that there's cheers, but the boos are loud.
Time out. There was no cheers on Raw.
Yes, there was.
No,
Steve,
I'm not trying to be a dick.
There was 100% cheers. You're just trying not to hear them.
There
is always a very small portion of the fans when his music hits. His music hits. You'll hear pops. They're high pitched usually, which means it's probably women and children, which is fine. That's a part of the audience too. But I agree.
In my opinion, I'm
overwhelmingly more boos. But there's cheers. There's people that like.
Right. I'm just there has been other times. I'm just saying, in my opinion, on that Raw, I really didn't hear that many cheers, and I don't understand.
But you heard cheers. That's the point of it.
I don't think I heard.
There's just people that like them.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah, you guys suck. But I'm just speaking up for them out there.
Kiss my ass, you assholes.
But anyway, Roman Reigns turned into a bloody mess. That was kind of lingered on this for a while. Let's get to the end of it. Turned into just a complete bloody mess.
It's pretty graphic.
Yeah, we see later again goes in turn with that whole. Is this the Attitude Era again? We got cursing, blood, stolen vehicles.
Sasha Banks.
We see a video later for the people who are listening to this. I'm sure you probably heard there's rumors that Roman Reigns bladed.
Well, no.
It looks. We don't know what he handed him, but the thing that it seems like is a blood capsule. There's a video behind the announce table when Roman Reigns, right after he gets slammed on the table like 15 times, and the crowd just going batshit crazy. Byron Saxton walks up to Roman Reigns and he extends his hand, and Roman Reigns puts his hand out. And he gives him something, and you can't tell what it is. A lot of people thought it was a blade, but more likely a blood capsule.
It's a blood capsule.
And Roman Reigns puts his hand back over his face.
He went like that.
Yeah, and he comes up and he's bleeding from the nose area, and then Triple H punches the shit out of his face. Dude, he hit the shit out of him with that first punch where he lined up his face.
Yeah, he did.
There's no kayfabe in that punch. He punched Roman Reigns in the face. That's why I was saying, like, Triple H's ego might have just been taken over. Cause
I was enjoying it.
Doing the cross chop. He's, like, looking around. He grabs the belt. The fans are going nuts. He's like, is this what being a face is again? Like, I forgot I like
I was crying of happiness.
I've been being a heel dick for the past, 5 years that I forgot how great it is to be a face.
Oh, I was loving it, dude. It was freaking great.
But yeah, leaves Roman Reigns a bloody mess, and that's the lasting image that we get going out of Raw. Just the guy who's supposed to be the face of our company laying down in a pool of his blood, with Triple H standing over his pedigreed, half corpse, holding the championship up in the air, mocking Roman Reigns' signature move, and then crotch chopping him as the crowd chants Triple H one more time, and just they're just lost in ecstatic happiness.
Besides that, you would think Triple H and he kind of was getting revenge on Roman from the TLC pay-per-view when he got beaten the hell out of him.
Yeah,
it's it's a babyface getting revenge on the heel, but it's really not.
Yeah, the lines are definitely getting blurred in this feud. Whether WWE intended so or not, which I don't think they did, but it's a possibility.
Oh, another thing I want to say. Red Report, they have not sold out yet. They are 25,000 tickets short. I'm not surprised at all.
Got to do something.
And even with the Shane announcement, Dean and Brock.
That's what I was saying earlier. You got to do something with that main event.
I don't see anything. I really don't.
They have had a history recently,
They're not changing it, dude.
of audibling at Mania.
Yes, they have.
Other pay-per-views, they essentially tell fans to fuck themselves. If they don't like what's happening, they're like, suck our dicks, it's going to happen anyway. But if fans aren't happy going into Mania, they've made a point of altering things.
The last two, yes, but I don't see it this year. I really don't.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, just because I feel like
they're determined with this.
This is
bullshit.
This is me trying to think as if I'm Vince McMahon or I'm creative, whoever has the decision here.
Yeah.
I'm WWE. If I let fans 3 years in a row dictate what my WrestleMania is, because you got to think they think this is their show. Fans are watching WrestleMania, but this is Vince McMahon's show. What he says goes. And if he 3 years in a row relinquishes ultimate power to fans because they don't like what he's doing, that might be like, I just gave up all power and booking essentially to fans, and I can't really craft the show to my image anymore.
Right.
So for that, I could see him very spitefully just being like, yep, we gave you Brian. Last year we gave you Seth.
Yep.
You're getting Roman this year. I could see that happening.
No, they're doing it.
But I just gotta hope that the intelligence that Vince McMahon has shown that he has in spurts over, his 80-year career now, shines through, and he says, holy shit, he's gonna get booed out of the building. And
why would you want your company to look like that?
The two biggest images of Roman Reigns' career will be him winning the Rumble and standing next to The Rock and getting booed, and him standing over a lifeless Triple H and getting booed at Mania, and in front of the biggest crowd that they've ever sold.
They'll probably a big celebration in the ring. They'll have the Usos, The Rock, the Wilds and Melons.
They'll blast someone like they did this week when Roman Reigns won the match. If you noticed, they blasted Triple H's music way louder than it ever is because it drowns out the boos. They do that every time Roman Reigns wins a match. They play his music way quicker than most other superstars, and it's stupidly loud, so you can't hear the crowd. Unless it's a pro-Roman crowd, which they exist. There's crowd, and a pro-Roman crowd
is a live event.
It's I'm saying a pro-Roman crowd is 40 to 50% of the crowd cheering for him. There's never any more than that.
No, never.
I'd say the worst crowd in America, in my opinion, would be one that cheers heavily for Roman Reigns. Maybe 60% of the audience cheers for him, but that's the biggest.
Yeah.
So when you get all these smarky assholes who just spend hundreds of dollars at WrestleMania to watch the guy that they hate win at the last match, ain't happening.
No, it's not.
Come on, Vince. Use your goddamn head, buddy. You got to do something.
You would hope. I mean, I can't really put any more mindset into it. I just think that he's going to be stubborn this year. He's been stubborn the title win with Triple H winning. He knew it was predictable. And then Fastlane. I mean, what's funny? Both those matches were good, but the wrong winner won.
Yeah. Just to get into the other things as we probably close the show down pretty soon. Kalisto and Del Rio are still fighting for the U.S. title. I mean, who really gives a shit?
Yeah, well,
got any comments on that? I mean,
it was a good match.
It's an alright match, yeah.
They're probably gonna do a lot of.
They put it on the pre-show, so they essentially disrespected the fans' ability to care about the match.
I'm not gonna go along with it, but how was that the pre-show match? But Curtis Axel and R-Truth got a match.
I don't know. Did they book their pay-per-views the day of? They're like, oh shit!
Oh, wait, we have a pay-per-view?
Shit! It's It's the 29th already? Shit. Big Show. You're new, right? All right, we're going to beat Finn Balor. This is this old guy that's been working with the company for 4 months that needs to lose.
Yeah, he needs to lose.
Big Show. Come on out here.
Come on
Drop
down,
him
Big
out.
Show.
How about the pop Big Show was getting from that crowd, too, by the way? That was very odd.
Yeah.
It was cool. I think a lot of it had to do with the podcast because
Yeah.
Big Show reminded people about how awesome he is.
Yeah, well, that's very true.
Big Show.
We talked about that last
Yeah, out of
week,
wrestling is awesome. So maybe that had something to do with it.
You'll be showing some respect. Maybe that's the last time we'll get yours.
Yeah, anyway, before we go down a rabbit hole again, Kalisto Del Rio, who knows if they're fighting for that belt again.
I'll say ladder match.
Yeah, I'll say I don't give a shit.
Well, the ladder match could be good with those spots.
They've completely removed any value that title had that John Cena brought to it.
Yeah,
I don't care about it again. And I'm a Kalisto supporter. I want to see the guy do good in WWE.
At least he's getting a push.
But a guy with a mask who never talks, who does the same exact thing in the ring every single time, you got to give me something else. You know?
Yeah, I can.
And that's his fault, too.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't give him mic time, but like as a performer, you got to step up and give me a reason to care about you. I know you're on the pre-show or whatever, and you don't get a lot of segments. It's hard, but you got to do something. And I just don't care about the belt right now.
Right.
Nor do I care about that match going in the Fastlane or
That's not good.
WrestleMania.
That won't happen to me. That'll be a ladder match.
Either way, I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I just don't give a shit who the winner really is because I don't think the belt means anything.
They should put it.
It's like winning the King of the Ring.
Well, they should put the
winning
title.
Andre the Giant.
They should put the title whenever he comes back. Orton.
Yeah, that'll be a really good guy to
incredible,
carry it. Or just give it back to Cena again. Let him do the open challenges.
Absolutely.
Let him do that for a year. Like,
I mean, I freaking love that shit.
He put.
It would save the Raws half the time because it would be interesting.
He put up like the best work he's had in 10 years.
It was probably it was his best work.
It was amazing. The Kevin Owens matches, the Sorrow matches.
His matches the whole year.
The Zack Ryder match was even good.
Yeah.
Like, everything was good.
Now his whole matches all that last year were incredible.
And that's a way to just keep bringing up talent from NXT, introducing Samoa Joe, have him come up and just almost get it, but he loses.
Yeah.
Nakamura maybe could come up and win it eventually, or Baylor. There's a lot you could do with it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, they need to do something with that belt. The New Day we kind of talked about, the tag team belt. I don't know who their opponent's going to be. It might be the League of Nations, Dudley's, Usos.
Well, I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Doesn't seem like Big Cass or Enzo are going to come up. They're fighting.
Probably after me.
They're fighting with
but no, but
I heard their name. Jesus Christ.
The Revival, but Dawson and Dash. But I heard rumor. Well, the card it's Gable and Jordan versus Dash and Dawson.
Who knows?
It could change, I guess. I don't know. I mean, they have tapings.
Right now there's no clear opponents for them, but they got time.
Yeah, right.
I just hope they don't just throw
the money matches.
I hope they just don't
Enzo
throw them into the Uso and Dudley feud just to do it because they're tag teams.
Do you think we're getting a ladder match? I think we are.
Yes, I think.
Which one?
If you had to ask me what's going to happen at Mania, we're getting a TLC match between the Dudleys, the Usos, and the New Day. That's going to be the.
If they want to put it up, they'll put the League of Nations in there too. Just for the hell of it.
They love just sticking tag teams in matches, like just overwhelming the match with people and just turning into a spot fest.
Pretty much.
But yeah, so that's a tag belt. Kevin Owens.
Was it on Raw?
Great match against Ziggler.
Yeah, it was good.
One of the better matches of the pay-per-view. I mean, we got what we get from Ziggler every single time now.
It was different of the pop-up powerbomb. He grabbed him by the arm and pulled him up. That was kind of interesting. Poor Ziggler, whatever. We talked about it before.
He'll probably fight Sami Zayn. I can't say probably, but
we don't
possibly he could fight Sami Zayn.
That's the money match.
They could stick him in there with AJ, Jericho.
I don't know who else.
Just don't let it be like the goddamn Miz or something like that.
Why that would make no sense.
They've done dumber things.
Well, Roman Reigns, so.
Yeah. Eric Rowan and Big Show had a stairs match. So
2014.
Kevin Owens could fight the goddamn Miz. I mean,
He could fight the goddamn Big Show at this point.
Yeah. Diva's actually looking pretty cool right now. Brie Bella's like
Thank
gone.
God. Bye.
Get
That
the
match was
fuck out of
terrible.
here. Yeah, you're horrible. And I heard people were like, "Oh, this is one of the better matches of Brie Bella's career." Doesn't mean it wasn't a turd still. You know,
Yeah,
like it was a smaller turd, but it was still a turd. Like just because Brie did something other than a missile drop kick doesn't mean it was a good match.
Like, shut up.
Yeah,
your expectations
are. And I agree.
Are
it was definitely one of her better matches, if not her best match.
I still thought it sucked.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Doesn't mean it was good. You know,
a lot of botches.
Yeah, does not mean it was good.
Charlotte wasn't that good in the match either.
So get the hell out of here. But Charlotte goes on to fight a real opponent who can give her a good match. Charlotte has proven she can have a good match.
My lover.
She comes out, she's talking shit on Sasha and Becky.
She was great as a heel that night.
Yeah, I was very against Ric Flair originally, and
it's working now.
Well,
To me, at least.
because I think that they listen to fans and they realize we don't want Rick to be the main heel. We want Charlotte to be the heel,
Yes.
and he can be her valet. And they've done that.
Yeah, it worked.
They've done a good job at like audibling there, so good job to them for that.
Yeah.
She's coming off as the like self-entitled, kind of like a Seth Rollins when he was champion, a
Yes.
little bit more, but more vicious.
Yeah, absolutely.
But she informed Sasha and Becky they're going to have the number one contenders
Yep,
match.
next week
Their
on
goal
Raw.
is to drive a wedge between the two of them.
Yeah, obviously.
So Sasha will most likely win. I can't see Becky winning.
Well, there's the rumors of the triple threat.
Well, I was
though,
about to say,
you know?
there could be some tomfoolery, and we might get a triple threat instead of just those two fighting each other.
And bring up Bailey for a fatal 4-way.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Won't happen yet.
I know. I'm
But-
just saying.
So, Diva's belt's looking good. It's a
Change it up.
yeah,
Change
very-
it back to the women's title though.
yeah,
You know?
very good hands right now.
Yeah,
Mandy's looking cool for those girls.
Yeah.
All three of those girls are all good
It's nice
choices.
that the title's going to be on the line, and they're going to get I hope some good time too.
Yeah,
That
just
could be a great match.
Start
man.
doing some shit with Natty.
Yeah,
Give Paige like a
Jones.
serious push and stop turning her heel and face. Bring up like Bailey, Emma, and Asuka, and
You
we're
got-
good. We're good. Like you don't have
That's
to
your
do anything
division.
else. Yeah,
That's your division.
You let Carmella and Alexa Bliss carry NXT for a while. You got Nia Jax.
Even where you can retire at this point.
Yeah, let her just be a valet. Let her be, like as I said before, let her be Roman Reigns' valet because that would get the biggest nuclear heat that I could imagine. Roman Reigns coming out with Eva Marie.
Oh, nuclear heat. Okay.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like
Okay.
yeah,
So X-Pac
might be,
heat?
might be a bad amount of heat. Like
Yeah, I
like
think
they
you
might
might have-
need heightened security.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
I can't agree more
yeah,
with that.
Diva's looking good, and
I'm really looking forward to that match.
what did we miss? I feel like we missed something. We're getting long here, but trying to wrap it up.
Damn, I can't really think off the top of my head. Nakamura officially signed.
Yeah.
We talked about that. That was kind of cool. Ryback. I think we got it all, Mike.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I think we got a good amount. WrestleMania talk. It's WrestleMania season, so we're getting deep into this now. Shane O'Mac back. Pretty crazy. I thought I
Comes the money.
I can't believe, dude.
Did the dance he
Oh
did
wait,
when he
hold
came
on,
out. Oh,
dude. Those Nikes, dude. He looked so fresh.
God, I love Shane O'Mac, man. You guys are just gonna hear just like
Oh, he has a
so
crush on
many,
him.
yeah, like questionably straight comments from me coming out about Shane O'Mac.
Yep. Through next couple podcasts, you're definitely going to be hearing that.
Might
Guys.
question my sexuality.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared now. I'm just kidding, but
Shane O'Mac.
yeah, it's great to have him
Shane
back.
O'Mac is a beefcake in every sense of the word.
Yeah, you got to grease him up tonight, right, Mike?
And that will do it for the Smark Show. You can, you could follow us on Facebook.
That's right.
Or no,
Give us a like on
What is it
Facebook.
called on Facebook?
The Smark
Do you
Show.
no, what I'm saying, do you still follow things on Facebook?
You like it,
Okay, so
or I think you follow it too. I have no idea.
either way, you can do something on our Facebook
Follow or
page.
like it.
You can print out a picture of a middle finger and post it on our page. You can like it, and you
Yeah.
can send us a message.
Give
Do
some
whatever
likes.
you want.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
You can follow us. I know this one's you follow. You can follow our Twitter.
That's
the
damn
Smark
right.
Show at Twitter.
Almost at 170
forgot to
followers
plug
now.
these last week. Actually, I just thought about right now. So you can follow us collectively at the Smark Show on Twitter. You can follow Steve at.
Stephen Herman 10.
You
Hey,
can follow our boy who's not on the podcast right now, but he will be returning at a future date.
the big return.
Yeah, the
The
big
Shane O'Mac return.
Big Nick. You could follow him at It's Nick on Twitter. That's ITSSNIC. Or is it two S's?
I think it's 2 S's.
Yeah. Well, either way, you'll
see it in the description.
If there's two of them, one of them's probably talking about nothing but the Flyers and wrestling. Most likely are Arsenic.
Yes.
Follow that one.
Yes.
You can't follow me. I do not have a Twitter, but you could follow our whole Twitter page
Yeah.
for me.
And yeah.
Check out our Tumblr, thesmarkshow.tumblr.com, and do us a favor and like this video,
Leave a
subscribe to
comment.
our channel, comment,
Share the video.
go back through all of our videos. Don't even watch them, just hit like.
And we might.
I don't
Yeah.
even care if you listen. Just hit that like button.
We might be doing another out of nowhere soon. We're getting some ideas,
How
so
many times have we said that? We
Well,
don't
you know
do
what?
it.
I'm bringing
We're
it up.
busy. We're busy guys.
we are busy. So
We work different days. Steve's doing school right now.
yeah, I'll be in
Just
school for a
running
while.
shit at Nifty 50s.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty
I'm-
crazy.
Yeah, I'm a manager. I'm just kidding. Yeah, but we'll be. I hope we could do one eventually. Maybe WrestleMania weekend. We'll do
Maybe
one.
we could do our draft live or something.
Oh, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, we do. I don't know. I think we've like mentioned it briefly on here before, but we do like kind of like fantasy sports. We do it with the WWE. There's not really like lineups or anything, but we pick our teams.
We pick
have
a
money
roster.
on it.
We have a point system for every pay per view.
Definitely want to do more money on this year's iteration of it too. Or
I'm
like
fine with that.
come up with like a pay-per-view by pay-per-view thing where even if it's like
I like the end of the year thing.
Whoever gets, well, I'm saying like we all put up whatever it is.
Well, we'll pay that day or whatever.
This money is not the actual amount, but say we put up like 100 each, and then each pay-per-view, whoever got the most points from that pay-per-view gets like $5 from each other person or so. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember
something like that.
Oh, I remember
you guys don't give a shit.
We talked about
this.
that in Zach didn't like that. Remember that?
Well, yeah, that cheap bastard.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this off the air. We don't want to drone your ears off. So until next time, thank you.
Peace out, wrestling fans. Shane O'Mac's back.
Here comes the money.